The world would be 100x better without this. What is it? Kidney stones. I recently passed a 10mm kidney stone. It took 3 months. The doctor wanted to analyze it, but I wanted to keep it. It is currently the centerpiece to my Zen garden. Yo. I don't know you, but I just wanted to let you know that last sentence really made me laugh. Just picturing a little spiky ball of calcium, or whatever TF kidney stones are, on proud display in the middle of a really tranquil garden. Maybe even up on a pedestal in the center of a pretty pond. FFS. Due to other medical conditions, I can't have kids. I figured this was the closest I would get, so decided to celebrate it. When life gives you lemons, make lemonade. When life gives you kidney stones, make a Zen garden. Kidney stone aid 25 cents. Dementia. Right now I'm watching this fucking disease rip my 80-year-old father apart. I'm certain there are worse things, but in my world, fuck dementia. I feel this so hard. My 86-year-old dad has dementia. It seems all he says anymore is I don't know. He doesn't know what he's doing, how to do anything. He's even forgotten what he's doing while sitting on the toilet. It's beyond sad and incredibly hard on my mother. I'm watching my grandparents slowly die with dementia. It's likely something I can look forward to. I'm fully supportive of medically assisted death here in Canada and will actively get on the list for when I'm that old. I'd rather die on my terms than wait for dementia to take me. I was going to comment about medical assisted suicide as well. When I get to the point where I don't know anyone and I'm just a burden on my family, I'd like to peacefully see myself out the door. At that age I won't be able to enjoy life without the ones I love, and when I don't recognize those people and I'm causing them heartbreak due to my condition, I'd like to gather everyone for one last meal together and peacefully leave. My partner's father is a huge advocate for death with dignity and has even been on the news a few times about it. When you call it medically assisted suicide, a lot of people will immediately shoot down the idea because they hear suicide and think suicide bad. Just something to think about for future discussions. Death with dignity is a much nicer way to put it. Lower back pain. Adding on to this, shoulder knots that knock the wind out of you if you reach the wrong direction. Preach. It's not knots, but I have cervical stenosis that flares up in my neck/shoulders on occasion. It's doing that right now. It's so nice out and there are a million things I could be doing, but they're all too damn painful. I have a similar thing. Sometimes when I look as much right as I can with my neck, and then look back, I get a stabbing feeling in my left shoulder blade. The worst pain imaginable. I have something similar. I was told it is a pinched ulnar nerve. There is an exercise where you hold your arm like a waitress carrying a tray and flex your pinky and ring finger down towards your shoulder. It has brought me some relief. Those large flying cockroaches. Seriously, what do they even contribute, and why do they have to fly? Decomposition. Prey. And also, there are thousands of species of cockroaches and only a few of them are pests. Also, termites are also cockroaches, which probably sounds bad at first. But keep in mind termites are incredible ecosystem engineers that play vital roles in maintaining soil fertility in tropical ecosystems. In general, most insects are really important for ecosystem health. I get that, but we can go without American cockroaches. Or German cockroaches. Maybe, but hard to say. I always hesitate to say any species is pointless and that removing them wouldn't have negative consequences. But maybe that's the hippie in me, lol. Depression. It might sound a bit harsh. I've been depressed since I was a teen. I'd still say that short depressions can be eye-opening in the sense that they make you self-reflect in a way you've never done before. And you grow through that. You learn more about yourself and rule out problems and/or people from your life and helps you get ahead. What should not exist is chronic depression that lasts for 2, 3, 5 years. Life. Because it just ruins your life at this point. Chronic depressed here. Can confirm. Life ruined. Yeah. Absolutely ruined. Pollution. I can't believe I had to scroll down so far for this. Litter. At my work, the minute someone takes the time to clean the parking lot of litter, 500 people have already thrown their fast food bags / gas station snack trash / home trash all over the ground. And it's so easy to just not do it too. It's like the shopping cart litmus test. By not following a super simple and barely inconvenient rule, you showcase your lack of empathy. All it takes is to hold on to the McBurger bag for 5 fucking minutes and throw it out when you're home. So fucking inconvenient. At my old job I was working out of state and had an intern with me. He said he was gonna clean out the car. I look over and he's just throwing everything on the ground. Chucked a half full water bottle out into a busy road and almost hit a car. At the end of the internship my boss asked what I thought about him. Told him that story and said I don't recommend having him back next year. I won't give my cell rides anymore after she chugged a mini bottle of Fireball in my backseat and chucked it out the window. A. An open liquor bottle in the car means I get the open container fine because I'm driving. And B. Why the F are you throwing garbage out my effing window? She's a piece of S in general. So this was sorta a final straw scenario. Lying politicians. A honest politician could have a hard time facing a lying one. People are more emotional than factual. That is why public scrutiny is important. Cancer. Definitely cancer. F cancer. All my homies hate cancer. Let's make everyone this guy's homie. Corruption. Yeah. Crimson is so much better. But the musket in the beginning is more fun. Finally someone who understands how things work. The musket is seriously one of my favorite weapons in the game. It easily gets you through much of pre-hard mode on its own. I've never used it. I'll have to try it. Mini Shark pretty much carries the game for me until hard mode. Rapists. There is only one thing worse than a rapist. A child. Poverty. I ask my friends this thought experiment. You can magically solve all poverty, homelessness, and hunger. In exchange, you have to become the poorest person on earth. Even though nothing about the trajectory of your life will change, you'll have the same opportunities, experiences, and possessions to look forward to regardless of your choice. Just everybody else will have more and better than you. No monkeys, poor consequences either. People, animals, and the environment won't be harmed by this magic solution. Would you do it? If all poverty were solved, I wouldn't live in poverty, even if I were poor by comparison, so yes. I officially am poor by the standards of my country, so nothing much would change regardless. Mosquitoes. I have skeeter syndrome and fucking hate mosquitoes. I have to take multiple antihistamines every day because of those stupid fucking things. One bite and I'm up all night, putting corticoid cream all over my body. But for real. Because they are the deadliest creatures on earth. No lies. If you add up all human deaths by war, that still doesn't equal the amount of people killed by mosquitoes. They are the literal enemy of humanity. Enemy of humanity? Or nature's population control. Ticks. Tapeworms, etc. Basically any type of parasite. Those pieces of S really F you up. Both mentally and physically. Can I add bed bugs to your list? I was going to suggest adding mosquitoes. Mosquitoes suck. But I would rather release 1,000 mosquitoes a week into my house than sit down in a room with one bed bug in it. Legitimately still have PTSD about the fucks. It's so psychologically damaging when you realize it's 2 AM and nowhere you can sleep is safe. Dumbasses. I like asses. Smartasses. It's better to be a smartass than a dumbass. Mental illnesses. Edit. Since a lot of people are chiming in on this comment disagreeing, and already 2 DMs also disagreeing, I'm an ignoramus. So I'm no certified specialist in mental illnesses. I'm speaking from personal experience whereby a form of mental disturbance led to very serious and negative consequences for the afflicted. So when I say mental illness, I guess I'm pointing to the ones where there's a societal net negative effect, while there's no universal good or bad behavior, learned or otherwise. I'm simply alluding to any behavior that most would deem to be a negative on society as a result of perceived/diagnosed illness. My wife's mental illness has nearly killed her several times. What I would give to have those years back. I wonder if the people griping about your post would like to try HIV. There's medication that keeps it from killing you, but you better not stop taking it. My wife takes medication to keep her mental illnesses in check. Not taking them would send her into a deadly spiral. Mental illness isn't just words. Apostrophe. Robocallers. I agree for a variety of reasons. 1. It seems like nobody calls anybody out of the blue to say hi anymore, because you just know nobody's going to answer. 2. Coattailing on that, when there's a problem with one of my customers' orders I want to call them right away and not rely on email. You can guess how well that goes. 3. Just plain scammers in general. I've fallen down that rabbit hole on YouTube recently, and gullible people are losing thousands of dollars. I'll wager that the reason we are still getting robocalls about car warranties is because people actually fall for it. Pedophiles. I was going to say politicians, but you beat me to it. 2 pedo edit. Fixed it. Greed. Selfishness. Or bloated ego comes before. The motive behind greed is I deserve more. I'm entitled for more. I want more. Lots of other malicious traits come from selfishness and bloated ego. Therefore it would be even more efficient to eradicate that. But to be fair, even eradicating only greed itself would make life on Earth so much better. So kudos for that. Greed and narcissism are tied closely together. Getting rid of one neuters the other. Getting rid of greed leaves narcissists who don't think I want more. They might think they deserve more, but they won't care if they get it or not. Nestle. Honestly, it's weird that people don't go fuck this company about quite a lot of other companies as well. Amazon, Unilever, Wish, basically all fast fashion houses. Nestle is fucking horrible, and I will never buy from them again. But it's a whole list of S-tier companies that deserves equal amount of hate and boycott. Animal abusers. Ignorance. I disagree, and I hate you, but I don't know why. Someone once asked me what the difference between ignorance and apathy was. I told them I don't know, and I don't care. The best answer. War. People who value money over other people's lives. Yes. Like health insurance. Animal cruelty. Facebook. You can straight up pay to make the country dumber with botnets. That's how we got into this whole backsliding into the dark ages bullshit. I'd go further. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram and TikTok can all get lost. Life was definitely better before these apps in my opinion. I stopped using them all months ago, and I've noticed that my life has gotten better. And honestly, none of the apps themselves are evil. It's the algorithms that select what you see that are evil. They specifically choose posts that increase engagement. But more often than not, that ends up meaning piss you off enough to make you stay online and comment while they serve you more ads. Anybody that doubts this, I encourage you to read Stolen Focus by John and Harry. The algorithms are just fucking evil, and the companies involved understand what they are doing and just keep doing it. The fact that social media is destroying us is a feature, not a bug. Health problems, like disabilities and cancer. People who refuse to change their views when presented with clear, concrete evidence that prove that view wrong. So you want a world without Redditors. World hunger. I feel like a lot of responses can boil down to selfishness. Rapists. STDs or STs. Subaru cancelled the ST. It's gonna here. Then. Social media. The irony of saying that on Reddit. Another social media. Jackasses who park across to spaces. I can't even drive, but I agree. I can drive, and I also agree. Hate. No. I love hating people and hate loving people. Hate makes the world good. Love this for you, so long as no one gets hurt. I mean the big ugly hate that fuels prejudice. Willful ignorance. Ignorance is unavoidable, and at times even helpful. But willful ignorance is always harmful and always avoidable. Wars. It's kinda depressing how far I had to scroll before I saw this. Experience war once, and your mind will change. My parents had to flee Bosnia. My uncle was dismembered in front of his family. The inability to think and see further than a first impression. This idea came from this comment section. Cigarettes, they harm you and everyone around you. I smoked for 15 years. And about 8 years into it, I began to realize how disgusting it was. So I tried all sorts of methods to quit. 2 months ago I went into the hospital for an unrelated issue, and stayed for a week. I was so upset and downtrodden I refused nicotine patches, and just thought F this. If there is one good thing that will come out of this, it's gonna be this. I haven't picked up a cig in 2 months. My wallet, my hair and clothes, and my fiance's nose thanks me greatly. Why the F would anybody willingly spend their hard-earned money to kill themselves and others around them? Why the F would anybody willingly spend their hard-earned money to kill themselves and others around them? IDK, ask yourself half a year ago. What would you answer? Asking an addict why they're addicted is like asking anyone else why they eat/sleep/breathe. Being addicted to cigarettes is like having another kind of hunger. It doesn't really matter what I think. The hunger is there, whether I want to quit or not. It's not a 1-for-1 comparison, but it's the best way I can describe the feeling of it. It's like trying to deny yourself food when you're hungry. I can tell you why I'm addicted to nicotine. It feels good. I smoke vapes so it tastes good too. It's easy to resist an urge to hit a few puffs if there's plenty of people around you and everything is going fine. But once S goes downhill, I understand that I need to hit a nick.